600 homes in Tierra Santa still under a boil water order, and now more San Diegans asked to cut their water usage.
Plus, a CBS 8 update in the South Bay. An arrest has been made in the attempted rape of a 16-year-old girl.
This bill legalizing drug injection sites is one step closer to becoming legal.
A stolen golden doodle is now back with its beloved family. We're working for you with a heartwarming reunion.
And come inside San Diego's most famous car to see its washing machine, toilet, and ironing board.
CBS 8 News live at 6 starts now.
Breaking news we're following tonight. Padres superstar Fernando Tatis Jr. has been suspended for 80 games. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Marcella Lee.
I'm Carlo Cicchetto. Tatis Jr. tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs. John Howard joins us early tonight with what this means for the Friars. John.
Well, it means bad news, what it means. And this story continues to unfold. It broke just about 2 hours ago. Tatis initially planned to appeal the suspension, but now he has decided not to. Major League Baseball announced that Tatis tested positive for clostebol, a derivative of testosterone. It is a performance enhancer and in violation of the league's joint drug prevention and treatment program. The suspension means Tatis will miss the final 48 games of this season and the first 32 games of next year. The 80-game suspension is without pay. He has yet to play this season after suffering a broken bone in his wrist during a motorcycle accident in the offseason. After learning of his suspension, Tatis posted on Twitter that he inadvertently took medication to treat ringworm that contained clostebol, and he should have used resources to ensure that no banned substances were in what he took. In a statement released later, Fernando says, quote, "I want to apologize to Peter, AJ, the entire Padres organization, my teammates, Major League Baseball, and fans everywhere for my mistake. I have no excuse for my error, and I would never do anything to cheat or disrespect this game I love." He continues, "I am completely devastated. There is nowhere else in the world I would rather be than on the field competing with my teammates. After initially appealing the suspension, I have realized that my mistake was the cause of this result, and for that reason, I have decided to start serving my suspension immediately. I look forward to rejoining my teammates on the field in 2023. End quote. Also, reports are the suspension includes Tatis not being allowed to play in the World Baseball Classic in March. He had plans to represent the Dominican Republic in that event. We'll have more as the story continues to unfold. More in sports at 6:50.
All right, John. Thanks. We'll see you then. Some 600 people in Tierra Santa hoping to have a boil water order lifted by this weekend will now have to wait several more days.
And as temperatures heat up, thousands of San Diegans are asked to limit their water usage to make sure the situation doesn't get worse. CBS 8's Anna Laurel is live in Tierra Santa tonight with the very latest for us. Anna.
That's right, you guys. The boil order is still in effect out here for these 600 homes here at the top of Tierra Santa. They were told at the beginning of the week that this order should be lifted by the end of the week. So all week they've gone without basically a shower. They're just limited to boiling their water for cooking. They really can't do anything else. And now even more San Diegans are told to really limit their water usage through the weekend. So basically that's down to cooking, bathing, and drinking. So if you live south of the 52, north of the 8, and in between the 5 and the 15, that means you limit your water. They're trying to stabilize the water pressure. The mayor was out here earlier this afternoon, and the city water department said that they need this to keep the water pressure stabilized, because when that water pressure drops, that's when bacteria can grow. Now, you're looking at video the city of San Diego posted to social media. It shows the transmission pipe crews are working on around the clock since it burst Saturday. The mayor says external corrosion caused the leak, and while crews were fixing it, they found another leak, so they're working to fix that right now. For the people still having to boil their water here in Tierra Santa, the city department says the water quality is good. They've been testing it all week, no bacteria, but they're trying to stabilize that pressure, and they're hoping the boil order can be lifted sometime in the coming week. So the mayor and the water department talked about how a big problem this has been to fix and why they need people, even outside the boil order, to do their part.
If this was a road, this would be a major interstate, a full freeway. This is very, very big piece of our water transmission infrastructure, and it has been down for several days now. Having such a major water transmission line out of service has been placed an incredible strain on our city's water delivery system.
The water quality is good. It really is that we're trying to stabilize the pressure so we don't get in another situation where the water pressure reduces and it can create that opportunity for bacteria to grow.
And again, they've been testing that water all week to meet the state standards. It's the state that put the boil order in effect. The people out here, the top of Tierra Santa, 600 homes, thought that that boil order would be lifted by the end of the week. They were told just hours ago it'll be sometime next week. And for all of you, thousands and thousands of San Diegans who live in that central corridor, you are asked to help out with this, to limit your water usage, to try to keep down that fluctuation in water pressure so they can get this line fixed. Live out here in Tierra Santa, I'm Anna Laurel for CBS 8.
People are going to have to exercise caution and patience. Thanks, Anna. Tonight, the search continues for the person who fatally shot a man at a gas station in La Mesa. This happened around 9:30 this morning near the intersection of University and Parks Avenue. Police say an argument turned into a fight, and the gunman shot the victim several times before driving off.
We don't think this was a random act of violence. It doesn't appear to be a road rage or anything like that, but the exact relationship between the suspect and the victim is unknown at this time.
The gunman is described as a man in his mid-30s. He's believed to have been with a woman at the time of the shooting in a small dark-colored SUV. Police are asking anyone with information to please come forward. Investigators have identified a suspect in the attempted rape of a 16-year-old girl using video from a surveillance camera in the neighborhood. The Sheriff's Department announced the arrest last night. CBS 8's David Goffredson talked to the neighbor who provided that video that helped break the case.
The attack happened in broad daylight, 3 in the afternoon on July 26th on Prospect Street near Sweetwater Road in Lincoln Acres. The Sheriff's Department quickly put out these photos and surveillance video of the attacker. He's accused of tackling a 16-year-old girl on the street and trying to rape her. The teenager was able to fight him off and run away, but the suspect chased her down and tackled her again, according to investigators. A Good Samaritan saw what was happening and intervened, causing the attacker to run away. This is the camera that helped identify the suspect. What's your reaction to the guy being arrested?
I am so grateful, and I'm grateful that that camera was a part of it.
The neighbor who provided the video to detectives doesn't even know how to operate the surveillance camera attached to her garage.
My ex-husband put it in for his own safety because he had a lot of things in the driveway before he left, and I never learned how to use it. But the sheriff who first investigated came in and was able to figure out how to pull it up off my computer, so that was really sweet.
The accused attacker is a juvenile, 17 years old, so his name has not been released. He surrendered Thursday night in Mission Valley to officers with the San Diego Regional Fugitive Task Force. He is facing charges of kidnapping to commit rape, assault to commit rape, and robbery because he allegedly took off with the girl's cell phone. They say there was a Good Samaritan that helped this girl. Do you have any idea who that might be?
I do not know who it was. I'm assuming it was a neighbor, but I haven't heard.
That 17-year-old is expected to make his first appearance in juvenile court on Monday morning. Reporting from Lincoln Acres, David Gottfredson, CBS 8.
Thanks, David. A man involved in a deadly human smuggling operation near Point Loma has been sentenced to 18 years in prison. Antonio Hurtado crashed a boat near Point Loma in May of last year, killing 3 migrants and injuring dozens more. Prosecutors say Hurtado made a number of decisions that put the migrants at increased risk, like using drugs and piloting the boat in stormy weather. Tonight, a partial settlement has been reached in a lawsuit connected to the Poway synagogue shooting. The parents of the gunmen have settled their part of the suit, but the case against the gun manufacturer, the store where the guns were purchased, and the synagogue itself is moving forward. Victims of the shooting and their families claim the parents should have known what was going on with their son and that they helped him purchase the gun he used in the shooting. Terms of the settlement are confidential.
All week, we've brought you the story of Chancho, that golden doodle stolen from his family's campsite here in San Diego.
CBS 8 is working for you and got a break in the case late yesterday that Chancho was found. Our Heather Hope shares the emotional reunion of the pup with his family and breaks down how they found him.
We're at the police station where that Utah family reunited with their beloved mini golden doodle, Chancho. So many hugs and smiles for this heartwarming reunion. Running into his family's arms, golden doodle Chancho is safe and ready for a belly rub.
Oh, dude!
Just 10 days ago, the Grillo family from Utah vacationed at Campland on the Bay when they noticed their little golden doodle Chancho was not in his crate outside their tent at 4 a.m. August 2nd. The family panicked and turned to CBS 8 Working for You.
We love him dearly. We miss him so much.
Brian White picked up the missing pooch's case Monday and reached out to Campland to get answers.
I'm wondering if there's a manager on site that I can talk to about a dog that was stolen here about a week ago here at Campland.
We've seen your email since early. The police is in possession of the footage.
Campland says they gave their security footage to San Diego police, catching the thief in the act.
The suspect in this case took the golden doodle, brought their own leash.
Taking Chancho right out the front gate, the family's heart sank when we showed them the surveillance.
Just heartbroken.
Captain Scott Wall of SDPD Northern Division investigated the case as a felony theft.
This person was there earlier in the day, saw the dog that was there, and later came back in the middle of the night to retrieve the dog.
Crime Stoppers offered a $1,000 reward for any tips. CBS 8 viewers called in. Our Brian White drove out to Pacific Beach Drive to follow leads, and he even did a stakeout for potential pooch suspect sightings.
Saw the news story, and I was like, I don't know if it's the same thing, but it looks similar.
One viewer thought this little guy may have been Chancho, so we verified.
Sir, has this been your dog for a while? Yeah.
Not him. So back on the pet trail, a break in the case came when the suspect actually reached out to the Utah family, telling he didn't steal the dog, but rather bought it from someone at Campland. It was through this interaction police were able to track down the thief and arrest the 40-year-old in National City yesterday and booked him on felony theft charges. Then the miracle Chancho's family was waiting for, getting the call and driving overnight from Utah back to San Diego. Holding the pup in their arms once more.
I wasn't sure that we would get him again, but thanks to all of you, we got him back.
The Grillos overwhelmed and grateful.
News Channel 8 has been with us, and we've just been so grateful.
Now time for all the hugs they can get, and a family united all the way home to Utah.
Just overwhelmed with having them back. So, yeah.
Heather Hope, CBS 8.